Liam ran through the ash-covered valley, heart pounding, boots crunching over broken stones and metal shards. Smoke rose from the ground where plasma fire had landed just minutes ago. His unit had scattered during the surprise ambush. He was alone now, lost behind enemy lines on a dead moon neither side had claimed for years. Above him, the red sky of the moon flickered with distant explosions. Two cruisers clashed in orbit, their blasts lighting up the clouds like lightning in a storm. Liam looked once, then kept running. His suit's oxygen levels blinked a warning. He needed cover, and fast. Then he saw it, a jagged crack in the side of a hill. Half covered in dust and vines, it looked like a cave. But as Liam got closer, he noticed strange symbols carved into the rock. Not human, not military. Something ancient. He slipped inside. Cool, dry air greeted him, and the sounds of war faded behind thick stone. Liam's light flickered on. The narrow tunnel stretched into darkness. His footsteps echoed, careful and slow. The walls were smooth, almost glassy, with glowing blue lines running like veins through the stone. This wasn't just a cave, it was a ruin. And it wasn't abandoned. He didn't see her at first. His light passed over an archway and a wide chamber filled with broken statues and strange machinery. When he turned back, she was standing there, a tall figure in black and silver, armor, motionless like a statue. The helmet was sleek, marked with golden lines and shaped unlike any human design. Her posture was regal, not like a soldier, but like a leader. Liam froze, raising his rifle slowly. She didn't move. Seconds passed. Then with one slow motion, her hands lifted to the sides of her helmet. There was a hiss as it detached. The helmet came off, and Liam's breath caught in his throat. She was alien, yes, but beautiful in a way he couldn't describe. Her skin was smooth, faintly blue with violet undertones. Her eyes were large, bright, and oddly calm. Her features were sharp but gentle. Long, dark hair flowed behind her shoulders. She looked directly at him, and then she whispered, "Liam." His name was spoken clearly in his own language. He didn't move. He didn't even breathe. His hands shook, his mind raced. How does she know my name? She took a step forward, but not an attack. Her voice came again, soft, like a memory. "You were just a child. But I remember." Liam's rifle lowered an inch. He didn't even realize it. She continued. "On Velan Prime. You were in the orchard. Soldiers came. You saw me. You helped me." Liam's heart skipped a beat. Velan Prime was a human colony where his family once lived years ago, when he was 10. He remembered the orchard. He remembered the fear. He remembered hiding a wounded girl in the roots of a tree while soldiers passed by. But that girl had been human, hadn't she? No, she had glowing blood, eyes like stars. He thought it was a dream. "You were her," Liam said, voice dry. "I never forgot," she said, "and I never stopped watching." Silence hung heavy in the air. Liam slowly lowered his weapon. "Who are you?" She stood tall. "I am Saralyn, Queen of the Virex Dominion." Liam blinked. His mind struggled to accept what he was hearing. The Queen of the enemy forces, right here. No guards, no army. Just her. And she had saved his name in her memory for years. "Why are you here?" he asked, more curious than afraid now. "I came to the ruins seeking answers," she replied. "But I knew, someday, you would return to me. I felt it." Liam stepped closer, just enough to see her face more clearly. She wasn't lying. There was something in her eyes, something sad, something old. Not just a warrior. A woman carrying a heavy burden. "You're not here to fight?" "No," she said firmly. "I want the war to end. But others in my court do not agree." Liam stared at her. "Then why tell me?" "Because I trust you," she said. "I trusted you even when I didn't know your name. Now I do." A soft chime rang out from Liam's wrist communicator. His unit was calling. He didn't move. Saralyn glanced at the blinking device. If they find me, the war will burn hotter. I will be hunted, and you may be blamed for helping me. Liam had no orders for a moment like this. This wasn't in the training manual. His thoughts spun, but he remembered that day in the orchard, how he had risked everything to help a stranger. Maybe this was his second chance. He reached for his communicator and tapped it once to silence the alert. Then he looked up at the alien queen and said, "What do we do now?" She smiled for the first time. Not as a queen, but as someone who had been alone for too long. "We walk," she said. "There's more I need to show you, and much the galaxy must learn." And so, the human and the alien queen disappeared into the shadows of the ruin together, past the dust of ancient battles toward a future neither of them could yet see. Liam followed the alien queen through the ancient tunnel, his mind still spinning with questions. The glowing blue lines on the walls lit their way like veins of light. The air was quiet now, only their footsteps echoing softly between the stone walls. His rifle hung by his side, forgotten. For the first time in hours, he didn't feel fear, just confusion and wonder. Queen Saralyn walked slowly, her armor whispering with each step. Though she was the leader of a great alien power, she didn't carry herself like a ruler in that moment. She moved like someone carrying an old secret. Finally, the tunnel opened into a wide chamber. Pillars reached to a cracked ceiling where starlight peeked through. A long stone table stood in the center, covered in strange symbols and glowing crystals. Liam stared at it, unsure of what he was looking at. "This place," Saralyn said, touching the table gently, "was once a place of peace. Long ago, before our war began, leaders from different worlds came here to speak without weapons." Liam raised an eyebrow. "But now it's buried and forgotten," she nodded. "Just like peace." He watched her for a moment. "You said you remembered me. From Valen Prime?" "Yes," she said quietly. "You were just a boy, but you risked your life to hide me from your own people. You were kind, brave. I never forgot that moment." Liam leaned against a pillar, trying to remember more. That day was foggy in his mind. But now that she mentioned it, he did remember a strange girl with glowing blood and soft words. He thought it was a dream, or maybe a story his mind created to protect him from fear. "Why didn't you say something back then?" he asked. "I was afraid," she admitted. "Your people would have killed me if they knew who I was. I escaped, but I kept a part of that memory. Later, when I became queen, I searched for you." "You searched for me?" Liam said in disbelief. Saralyn walked to a small control panel at the far end of the chamber. She touched it, and a hologram appeared. It showed images. Liam in training at the academy, Liam receiving his badge, Liam standing beside his squad in different missions. His heart pounded. "These records were not easy to get," she said. "But I needed to know where you were. I wanted to protect you." Liam stepped back. "That's not something anyone has ever said to me, especially not an alien queen." Saralyn smiled faintly. "And yet it's true." He looked at the holograms again. "You had someone watching me?" "No, just information systems. No one followed you directly. I didn't want to put you in danger." She paused. "But I always hoped that one day we'd meet again." Liam looked at her seriously now. "Why now? Why here?" "Because the war is growing worse," she said. "My people are tired, angry. Your leaders are the same, but I want to stop it before we all destroy each other." Liam folded his arms. "You think I can help you stop a war?" "I think you're the only one who will listen without hate," she said. "And if you believe me, maybe others will too." He walked to the table and looked at the glowing map etched into the stone. "This place, could it still be used? For peace talks?" Saralyn's eyes brightened. "That's what I hope. But it would take great risk from both sides. I can't do it alone." "And what about your own people?" he asked. "Won't they see you as a traitor?" Her voice was quiet. "Some already do." She turned away and walked toward a small crystal pedestal in the corner of the room. She pressed her palm against it. A hidden panel slid open, revealing a small metallic cube glowing with energy. "This is a message," she said. "A call for peace. If it reaches the right people, it could change everything." Liam took the cube gently. It was warm in his hands. "What do you want me to do with this?" "Take it to your command," Saralyn said. "There's a relay tower hidden in the forest near the ridge. If you upload it there, it will send the message to your leaders before anyone can block it." Liam looked at the cube, then at her. "And what happens to you?" "I stay here," she replied. "If I go with you, I'll be seen as a threat. But if I vanish, they may think I'm already dead. It gives us time." He hesitated. "You trust me that much?" "I trusted you when I was just a girl in danger," she said softly. "And you didn't fail me then." Liam felt something strange in his chest, something warm, something real. He nodded. "All right, I'll get your message out." She stepped forward and gently placed her hand over his. "Thank you, Liam." Their eyes met again. There was no hatred, no fear, only understanding. Two people from different worlds, once enemies, now standing in a place that had been forgotten by time. Liam turned toward the tunnel. "I'll be back," he said. "I believe you," she whispered. As he disappeared into the shadows, the Queen stood alone in the Chamber of Peace, the soft blue light of the ruins glowing around her. Somewhere above, the war still raged, but in this place, hope had begun to grow again. Liam moved quickly through the tunnels, the glowing cube in his pack. The Queen's message was safe, but time was not. He had to reach the old communication tower before nightfall. Once darkness covered the moon's surface, the wild creatures would come out, and some of them were worse than soldiers. He climbed out of the ancient ruins, careful not to be seen. The sound of war had faded, but that didn't mean the danger was gone. Drones still searched the valley skies, and sniper bots could still be hiding in the rocks. Above him, the red sun dipped lower. Long shadows stretched across the land. He checked his map. The relay tower was still 3 kilometers away, hidden in the forest that clung to the rocky slopes. He looked back once toward the cave. Saralyn, the alien queen, was somewhere in the deep halls below, trusting him with everything. Her face and voice stayed in his mind, not just because she had saved him, or because she had known his name, but because something about her felt honest. Liam reached the edge of the forest just as the light began to fade. The trees were tall and twisted, their leaves thick and dark. Vines hung like ropes. The air was still almost too quiet. He kept low and silent, stepping between roots and avoiding dry branches. His senses were sharp. Every sound, every snap of a twig, put him on edge. Then he heard it. A soft hum. He dropped to the ground. Above him, a Virex drone passed by. Small, silent, and deadly. It scanned the forest floor with a red beam. Liam held his breath. The drone paused, then moved on. Liam waited 10 more seconds before standing. That was too close. He pushed forward. His body ached, but his mission kept him going. Trees cleared ahead. Through the gaps in the leaves, he saw the old tower rising from a cliff, rusted, cracked, but still standing. He smiled with relief. But just before he reached the clearing, a voice stopped him. "Don't move." Liam froze. The voice came again, louder. "Hands up, turn slowly." He turned. A human soldier stepped out of the trees, rifle aimed at Liam's chest. Behind him, 2 more followed. Their armor was marked with the same unit as Liam's, his squad. But their faces were not friendly. "Private Liam Carter," the first one said. "You've been missing for hours. Where have you been?" Liam swallowed. "Scouting. I got separated." The soldier narrowed his eyes. "You crossed into the ruins, didn't you?" Liam didn't answer. Another soldier stepped forward. "Command thinks you were captured. Or worse, turned." Liam raised his hand slowly. "I wasn't captured. I found something. Something important. They didn't lower their guns." I have a message, Liam said quickly. From someone who wants peace. From who? The first soldier asked. Liam hesitated, then spoke clearly. From the Virex Queen. The silence was heavy. You're lying, the soldier snapped. I'm not, Liam said. She's real. She saved me. She gave me this. He reached carefully for the cube. Don't move, the soldier shouted. Liam stopped. Please. Just listen. This can end the war. She doesn't want more blood. She's risking everything. The soldiers looked at each other. Then without a word, the first one raised his gun higher. Liam's heart dropped. I can't let you send that message, the soldier said. Even if it's true, we don't make deals with the enemy. But what if this is the only chance? Liam asked. You'll kill hope before it starts? The soldier didn't answer. He just stepped forward. Suddenly, a noise burst from behind them, a sharp electric sound. A shadow leapt from the trees. One soldier fell, then another. The third turned, firing into the dark. But it was too late. Liam stared as Saralyn stepped into the light, her armor darkened with ash. She held a small device in one hand, a stun weapon. You followed me? Liam asked, shocked. I didn't trust your people, she replied. I was right. She looked down at the unconscious soldiers. They'll wake in a few hours. Liam stepped back. You shouldn't have come. It's too dangerous. So is trusting the wrong humans, she said. He sighed. Not all of us want war. I know, she said softly. That's why I'm here. He looked at the tower. We're close. Help me get the message through. They ran together, across the clearing, up the broken steps of the old relay tower. Inside, the control panel was dusty but still had power. Liam placed the cube into the slot. Lights flickered. The Queen stepped beside him. Once you press it, there's no going back. Liam looked at her. Then let's move forward. He hit the button. A beam of light shot from the tower, vanishing into the sky. The message was sent. But before either of them could speak, a deep rumble shook the ground. They looked up. In the sky above, a Virex warship descended, fast and angry. Its weapons were armed. Someone had tracked the Queen's signal. Saralyn's face turned pale. My enemies found us. Liam's grip tightened on his rifle. Then we fight, together. The Virex warship roared overhead like a storm. Its engines shook the sky as it hovered above the relay tower. A red targeting beam scanned the ground below. Liam grabbed Saralyn's arm and pulled her behind the rusted control panel. They're locking on, he said, voice tight. I didn't send any signal, Saralyn whispered. But someone else must have. Someone who wants me gone. Liam peeked over the edge. The ship's weapons started to glow. We need to move. Now. They sprinted out of the tower just as a plasma cannon fired. The ground exploded behind them, sending fire and dust into the air. Trees burst into flame. Liam and Saralyn tumbled down a slope, coughing, rolling through dirt and ash. Another blast hit the cliff above them, shaking the earth. Saralyn groaned, holding her side. My armor cracked, I can't run far. Liam dropped beside her. Her armor was damaged. A sharp piece of metal had cut through the side and blue blood leaked from beneath the plates. You saved me, Liam said. Now I'll return the favor. He reached under her arm and pulled her up. Together they moved toward the deeper part of the forest. The trees grew thicker there, more cover from the skies. Behind them, the warship searched. Drones scattered through the air. Ground troops were likely landing. We have to lose them, Liam said. We're not far from the ice caves. If we hide there, a loud voice boomed from the warship, echoing through speakers. Queen Saralyn, this is Commander Vekros. You are ordered to surrender. You've betrayed your blood. You've betrayed your kind. Saralyn's face turned cold. Vekros. I knew he would do this. Who is he? Liam asked. My second in command, she said. He always wanted the throne. Now he sees a chance to take it. They pushed forward. Liam could hear boots in the distance, Virex soldiers sweeping the forest. They reached the edge of a frozen stream, where ice had formed under the shadows of tall cliffs. Liam led Saralyn along the edge until he found a gap in the rock, a narrow cave. "Inside," he said. He helped her in first, then followed. The cave was cold and damp, but it would hide them for now. They sat in silence for a few minutes, catching their breath. Saralyn leaned against the wall, weak. "I should have known. My counsel warned me not to trust peace. They said I was soft, that I was dreaming." Liam knelt beside her. "They're wrong. You're trying to save lives, that's strength." She looked at him, her voice soft. "And you're risking your life for someone your people call the enemy." He smiled faintly. "Maybe I don't care what they call you." Outside, voices passed by. Drones hummed overhead. But none found the cave. "We'll wait here until they give up," Liam said. "They won't," she replied. "Vekros will hunt us until one of us is gone." "Then we take a risk," Liam said. "We leave this moon." Saralyn blinked. "How?" "There's a human outpost on the far ridge. They have evac shuttles. If we reach it, I can get you on board. They'll shoot me on sight." "Not if I vouch for you," Liam said. "I'll go first, I'll explain." She shook her head. "Too dangerous." "So is staying here." A long pause. Then Saralyn reached into her armor and pulled out a small metallic badge. She pressed it into Liam's hand. "What's this?" he asked. "My royal seal," she said. "If you show this to my people, some may still honor me, even if I fall." "You're not falling," Liam said, gripping her hand. "We're getting out of here, both of us." Saralyn's eyes met his. She gave a small, tired smile. "I believe you." The next morning, they moved carefully through the forest again. Saralyn's strength was low, but she didn't complain. Liam helped her walk, step by step. He kept his rifle ready, scanning for drones. As they climbed toward the ridge, a small squad of human soldiers appeared on the trail. Liam raised his hands. "Don't shoot, friendly!" The soldiers pointed their weapons. "Identify. I'm Private Liam Carter. Serial 287C. I have urgent intel, and someone with me who needs protection." One soldier stepped forward. His eyes widened when he saw Saralyn. "That's a Virex." "She's the queen," Liam said, "and she wants peace." The soldier radioed for command. Moments later, a transport ship dropped nearby. A human officer stepped out, hand on his sidearm. "You better be right, soldier," the officer warned. "If this is a trap." "It's not," Liam said. "She trusted me. Now I trust her." The officer stared at Saralyn. She lifted her chin with pride, despite the pain in her body. "I surrender myself," she said. "Not as a prisoner, but as a messenger, for peace." The officer slowly nodded. "Then let's see if anyone's ready to listen." The transport ship lifted off the moon's surface, leaving behind smoke, broken trees, and cold silence. Liam sat beside Saralyn inside the shuttle. She leaned back with her eyes closed, her wounds wrapped in clean white cloth. The medical unit had done its job, but she was still weak. The human officer stood a few feet away, watching them closely. Two guards sat near the door, rifles across their laps. No one spoke. Liam glanced at Saralyn. She looked peaceful but tired, as if she had not slept in years. He thought back to the moment she removed her helmet and whispered his name. He remembered how strange it had felt, but now it didn't feel strange at all. It felt right. "Do you think they'll believe us?" Liam asked quietly. Her eyes opened. She gave a faint smile. "They must, or the galaxy will continue to burn." Hours later, the ship docked at a large human space station orbiting Earth's outer colony. The hallways were quiet and tense. Soldiers escorted Saralyn through metal corridors while Liam stayed beside her, never leaving her side. In a large circular room, a group of important human leaders waited. Military generals, political advisors, and high-ranking officers stood, Around a table with screens and glowing maps, they all turned when the Queen entered. Whispers filled the room. That's her. She came willingly. What's the meaning of this? Liam stepped forward. She's here with a message that could save millions of lives. One general frowned. And we're supposed to believe the leader of our enemy? She saved my life, Liam said. She had the chance to kill me. She didn't. Instead, she gave me her royal seal and a peace message. You already received it. The room fell silent. Another officer tapped his screen. The relay tower transmission was verified. It came from the Queen herself. A councilwoman folded her arms. Then let her speak. Saralyn stepped forward slowly. Her voice was calm, but filled with strength. I come not as a conqueror, she said, but as someone who has seen too much loss. My people fight because they fear. Your people do the same. I want to offer a new path. And what does this new path look like? One general asked. Talks. Truth. An end to this war. I'm willing to step down from the throne if that's the price of peace. Gasps filled the room. Liam turned to her in shock. Saralyn! She didn't look at him. Her eyes were on the humans in front of her. If I remain queen, many Virex will resist peace, she said. But if I leave, maybe others will open their hearts. The room stayed silent for a long moment. Then, the head general stepped forward. His face was stern, but his voice was softer than before. We've waited years for something like this. We've lost friends, families, whole colonies. If you're serious, then we will listen. Saralyn bowed her head slowly. Then I have done what I came to do. The humans began to talk quietly among themselves, planning the first meeting. Saralyn stepped back beside Liam. He looked at her with disbelief. You'd give up your crown for peace? I already made my choice when I left the battlefield, she said softly. Now I give it a name. Liam said nothing. He could see it in her eyes. She was ready to lose everything for a future without war. Later, in a quiet chamber given to her for rest, Saralyn sat by a wide window. The stars outside shined like silver fireflies. Earth was visible in the distance, glowing. Blue and white. Liam entered quietly. He sat beside her without saying a word for a while. You really think peace will come? He asked. She didn't answer right away. Then she said, It's never easy, but if someone doesn't try, it never begins. He looked at her hands. They were folded gently in her lap. No longer armored, no longer holding power. I never thought I'd end up like this, he said with a small smile, side by side with an alien queen. She chuckled softly. And I never thought a human boy I met in an orchard would be the one I trusted most. They sat in silence again. Then she leaned closer. Her voice dropped to a whisper. Liam, when I whispered your name in those ruins, I wasn't just surprised to see you. I was relieved. Relieved? She nodded. Because I knew I wasn't alone anymore. Liam's heart felt heavy and warm at the same time. He gently took her hand. You're not. As peace talks began over the next few weeks, the galaxy slowly changed. Not quickly, not easily. But the fire of war started to dim. The name Saralyn was no longer feared, but respected. And beside her, always, was the human who never gave up on hope. Some still whispered about the day the alien queen removed her helmet and said a human name. But for Liam, that moment was only the beginning of something far greater.